Sambrei Thau industry gi anova product ama oina kangna chikpadagi ngakthoknaba organic product na sem sajaba haksang da tainaba organic mosquito repellent puthokchari kangna chikpadagi ngakthokpada natana haksang da taiba matamda tukhong sengdokpa kuchu
The news headlines: 8 policemen out to nab dreaded criminal killed in firing in UP's Kanpur. Manipur's COVID-19 tally reaches 1,279, active cases stand at 663. And Prime Minister Modi flies to Leh in signal to China, gets briefing at 11,000 feet on standoffs. Good afternoon. Welcome to Times of Manipur Television News today at 1 p.m. This is Loving Rimai with the news in detail. 8 policemen, including a deputy superintendent and 3 sub-inspectors, were killed during a raid to nab a criminal in Uttar Pradesh's Kanpur district early in the morning, a media report said. The police team were out to look for Vikas Dubey, a dreaded gangster, accused of attempt to murder by a villager. They were about to conduct the raid on the basis of that first information report FIR in Bikru village under Chaubapur police station area of Kanpur district. They were also looking for hired shooters who killed in Bahujan Samaj Party BSP leader Pintu Sengar and were hiding in Bikru. Sengar was killed in Kanpur's Chakeri on June 18. Kanpur police had arrested 3 key accused in the case from Chindwara in Madhya Pradesh on Thursday. Deputy Superintendent of Police Devendra Mishra, Sub-Inspectors Mahesh Yadav, who was the station officer of Shivrajpur, Anup Kumar, Babulal and constables Sultan Singh, Rahul, Jitendra and Bablu died in the firing. 5 other policemen were also injured in the firing. Manipur's COVID-19 count has reached 1,279 today after 19 fresh cases were confirmed in the last 24 hours. The swab samples were confirmed positive at the Virus Research and Diagnostic Laboratories VRDLs of Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences JANIMS Imphal and Regional Institute of Medical Sciences RIMS Imphal. Following this development, the active cases now in the state rose to 663, while 616 individuals have recovered and discharged. Uttarakhand, Ladakh, Jharkhand, Tripura, Manipur, Goa, Himachal Pradesh, Puducherry have less than 3,000 but more than 500 COVID-19 cases. Mizoram, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Andaman and Diu, Chandigarh, Nagaland, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands have reported under 500 COVID-19 cases. Meghalaya has less than 100 COVID-19 cases. With over 20,000 COVID-19 cases, India today recorded the highest one-day increase, continuing a grim trend to this month. The new daily record is over 1,000 more than the previous one of 19,800 plus. The surge in infections has taken the total case count in India past 6.25 lakh and the death toll touched 18,213 with 379 deaths in the last 24 hours as per media reports. In a closely guarded move, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, accompanied by Chief of Defence Staff CDS General Bipin Rawat and Army Chief General MN Naravane landed at Leh this morning to review the tri-services preparedness against the aggressive People's Liberation Army (PLA), as well as understand the proposed de-escalation and disengagement process at the 4 standoff points as per a media report. Prime Minister Modi will address India troops at Tiksay near Leh. The decision for Prime Minister Modi to visit Ladakh sector was taken last evening with National Security Advisor NSA Ajit Doval handling the last-minute detailing with General Rawat. Prime Minister Modi, Doval and Rawat stood together to face the Chinese aggression in Doklam Plateau in 2017. Prime Minister Modi was briefed by the Northern Army Commander Lieutenant General Y.K. Joshi and 15 Corps Commander Lieutenant General Harinder Singh at Nimu Army Headquarters near Leh. Let's take a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Samray Thau Industry gi anova product ama oina kangna chikpadagi ngakthoknaba organic product na sem sajaba haksang da tainaba organic mosquito repellent puthokjari kangna chikpadagi ngakthokpada natana haksang da taiba matamda tukhong sengdokpa kuchu phajahanba chikpa naba phahanba amadi skin disease kaya phahanba ngamlaba hidakne fangfam Michu Embroidery Sagol Bantera Khuraijam Laikai contact number 9856159680 natraga 9863206335. Higher secondary exam da second position yauna position holder kaya puthokraba Brilliance School Malom Tulihal Makhana Housik Oiriba lockdown gi yengzaraga class 11 science amasung arts ki online amasung offline registration tauba si Sunday yauna matam khara sangdokjare hana lakpada khudong chaba pijagani akupa marol gidamak ekhogi website www.brillianceschool.org natraga ekhogi contact number 9612171646 ta contact tobiyo.
Welcome back after the break. Chief Minister N. Biren is likely to return home from New Delhi in the late afternoon today, sources informed. During his stay in New Delhi, he talked to Union Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP National President JP Nadda twice to end the political stalemate between BJP and National People's Party (NPP). Meanwhile, the centre has given Chief Minister Biren Z category security. The Biren government recently faced political trouble after 6 MLAs, including 4 from NPP, withdrew support and 3 other BJP MLAs resigned. Unlike the previous year, Nonai district has received early rainfall this season for irrigation purposes. Paddy cultivation has started in Nonai, Kopum and Nungba areas amid the COVID-19 lockdown. Most of the paddy seeds used by farmers in Nonai are hybrid ones. Last month, the Manipur government allowed farmers to resume farming activities for the Kharif season. The department has also issued advisories to the farmers to wear face masks, gloves and maintain social distancing while working in the fields. Most farmers are using ploughing machines in the fields. The farmers are hopeful for good yields this year. One must not be disheartened by failure because it is necessary to strive for greater success in life, said social worker Khagokpam Khamba Singh. He was speaking to Times of Manipur Television during a program to felicitate Deputy Editor of Times of Manipur Television, Khagokpam Nabakumar, who backed the R.K. Sanatomba Memorial Journalist Award 2020. Vision Kurai 2022 organized the function at Kurai Kongpal Laikai yesterday. It may be mentioned that the late R.K. Sanatomba Trust was set up in the year 2004 after Sanatomba's death in 1993. He worked as an editor of the monthly journal Kangla Lanpung. Khagokpam Khamba on the occasion recounted that R.K. Sanatomba was one of the journalists who had made immense contribution for the people through his publication and writings.
Deputy Editor Webiriba, Nabakuar Khagokpamda, Hairiba, R.K. Sanatomba Memorial Award, PB Yamnanoise, Masita Siena Hargati, Laikagi, Natragasu, Lamdamasigo Weriba, Punamana Takota Pontukchari.
Churachandpur district has got its first COVID care center. District Deputy Commissioner Pawan Yadav inaugurated the 50-bedded COVID care center at Lilith National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, Tuibong. DC Yadav on the occasion said that COVID-19 positive patients detected from the district will be treated and isolated from others at the center. The center will run under the overall supervision and guidance of Chief Medical Officer Churachandpur. Pawan said trained doctors, nurses and paramedical staff will be stationed at the center to look after the patients. Women folk of Dibong Kuno in Juribam district today blocked Dibong Kuno road, through which passenger buses are carrying stranded Manipuris from Juribam railway station. The women folk condemned the alleged irresponsibility of the stranded Manipuris who throw waste plastics, used water bottles and hand gloves, face masks, etc. on the road from the moving buses. Wairagini, a local of Dibong Kuno, said that they have repeatedly reminded the concerned authorities regarding the matter.
Lambi achi da chatpa matamda masa masa gi chaba gi pochai thada binu hai hai na thada birami thong thong na bus ki hang binu hai basu hang du na adum machatle hai basu inde mara maduna ngasi government sakada haijening badi akhoi gi Dibong Kuno gi lambi asida chapi ba tawi ga no government sakagi main sorok haina lairiba national highway railway phawba lambi asida ngasi da gi pubi garo Dibong Kuno lambi asida chapi ba tawi ga no haiba wahai asi thamjani.
Rongmei Lu Puam Rangkung 2 village today donated bird of paradise leaves for an institutional quarantine center at Tengkonjang Higher Secondary School, Nonay. These leaves are used for food packaging in every quarantine centers, especially in the hill areas. So far, around 50 inmates are currently staying in the Tengkonjang Higher Secondary School quarantine center. Let's take another short break. Stay tuned.
Ichabu mahi tamhanba haibasi mama mapa singna machada piba ngamba khwaidigi chabu khudoni. Slopland Public School, biggest and the finest residential school, Manipur gi oina lemjuningai oiraba, mahi tampham ama oiriba, khwaidigi chunaraba mafamda semgatlaba, CBSE the affiliate toba higher secondary school oiri. Icha singbu admission tawiduna mama mapa singna machada piba ngamba khwaidigi chabu khudol oibiu, ichagi phazabalam chak sajati ahombadu ubiu, Slopland Public School Khongjom.
Competitive Success Academy की Class 11 अमदी 12 Science की Admission हौजरी पिजरीब खुदोंचाबसिंग अदुदी जून था फाउबदा admission तौबिरकपा Class 11 Science की अहानबा महिरोई यांखई की admission fee चादा यांखई ताजगनी बोसेम न लौबा एग्जाम दा चादा मरिफु अमदी CBSE न लौबा एग्जाम दा चादा मरिफु तरागी मथक्ता फंगबा महिरोई सिंगी ओइना admission amadi tuition fee lawjaroi amasung scholarship pijagani chada humphudagi humphutara manga fawa phangba mahiroi singi admission tangkhai tamak lawjagani amadi lairik lemna fanghanjagani class 12 ta ming chanabagi damak atopa board tagi class 11 pass tawraba matung eligibility certificate pairaba mahiroi singda ming chanbagi khudong chawa pijari akupa morol gidamak contact tawbirau Competitive Success Academy Uripok Khoisnam Laikai Imphal. Contact number 6909199961 Natraga 89747 Natraga 9436288 Natraga 700-589-2311.
Welcome back. The Manipur government continues to ensure uninterrupted supply of food grains, especially rice and whole grain, to the public during the ongoing lockdown in the state. The government has been distributing PDS items under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana PMGKAY, National Food Security Act NFSA, and Open Market Sales Scheme OMSS to beneficiaries of 60 assembly constituencies of the state. In Imphal West, 1,897.85 quintal of rice under NFSA was distributed to the beneficiaries of Langtabal constituency, and another 3,101.55 quintal of rice under PMGKAY was also distributed to the beneficiaries of Langtabal and Sagolban constituencies. Imphal East District reported lifting of 65.44 quintal and 88.57 quintal of dal under PMGKAY for its Kairao and Hengang constituencies yesterday, a government release said today. The Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) has partnered with Bharat Biotech International Limited (BBIL) for clinical trials of indigenous vaccine for the coronavirus disease. BBIL is using this virus strain isolated at ICMR's National Institute of Virology (NIV) in Pune to develop the vaccine. The clinical trials will be held in 12 institutes across the country, according to a media report. The ICMR has asked these institutes to fast-track clinical trials of the vaccine as it is being considered as one of the top priority projects which are being monitored at the topmost level of the government. In a letter to these institutes, the ICMR said that it is envisaged to launch the vaccine for public health use latest by August 15 after completion of all clinical trials. Meanwhile, the Drug Controller General of India (DCGI) on Thursday granted permission to pharma giant Zydus Cadila to conduct Phase 1 and Phase 2 human clinical trials for COVID-19 vaccine. Now let's go through some of the local newspaper headlines.
The Shanghai Express. Policeman on duty at Ukhrul Quarantine Center tests positive. Stats tally reaches 1,279. Girl declared positive after discharge from quarantine center. Positive cases in Nagaland surged to 535. Manipur media goes on Safe Nambul campaign. Churachandpur gets its first COVID care center. As COVID-19 cases grow, laxity surges. The People's Chronicle. No concealment of facts from public or media. Panic in Ukhrul as security guard discharged, immediate test positive. On doorsteps of peace deal. Nagaland on Saki ground. Chief Minister Biren calls on BJP chief to return today. India records over 20,000 cases in 24 hours. Imphal Free Press. Union HRD Minister releases 8-week alternative academic calendar for primary stage. Safe Nambul River campaign begins. Boat rally from Imphal to Bishnupur flagged off. Manipur Mail. Awangbo flags off Safe Nambul River campaign. 1,279 COVID cases. COVID quarantine center at Churachandpur. Nagaland show a sharp rise in the number of COVID-19 cases.
Now giving you the headlines once again. Policemen out to nab dreaded criminal killed in firing in Uttar Pradesh's Kanpur. Manipur's COVID-19 tally reaches 1,279. Active cases stand at 663. And Prime Minister Modi flies to Leh in signal to China, gets briefing at 11,000 feet on standoffs. That is the end of the bulletin for the news today at 1 p.m. Thank you for watching.
Shanghai Services Private